Do you know about the absolutely insane origins of this popular TikTok song? And when I say insane, I mean insane. It's the main theme in a movie from the 60s about a love story between a stepbrother and stepsister. And it's not just in the same movie, it was literally originally called the Molly and Johnny theme. And believe it or not, that's actually underselling how crazy and salacious that movie is. That piece of music is called Theme from a Summer Place, and it's originally from the movie called A Summer Place from 1959, directed by Delmer Daves. And after watching the movie recently, well, I just get incredibly weirded out every time I hear it, especially when it's over videos of people talking about their siblings or partners. Now, I'm not blaming anyone. I don't think a lot of people have seen the actual movie. And besides that, it's been used in so much other stuff since then. In Con Air, when Dave Chappelle was thrown out of a plane onto the car driven by Major Briggs from Twin Peaks. In The Sopranos, when Tony and Bobby eat in a diner. And just this past year in Fallout. And like 100 other things. But yeah, that movie is crazy. I'm going to try to do my best to explain the plot, but basically, Bart and Sylvia own a resort on an island off the coast of Maine. They have a son, Johnny. Bart and Sylvia used to be very rich as kids. The resort used to be Bart's home. Now they are forced to run it as a resort after their fortunes have dwindled. Bart is now a hardcore alcoholic and incredibly romantically frustrated. Ken grew up poor and worked for Bart's family as a kid. Ken and Sylvia were in love and had a love affair as teenagers, but Ken didn't come from the right family. So Ken went off and made millions of dollars to prove himself. And now Ken is coming back with his wife Helen and his daughter Molly. Ken is also incredibly romantically frustrated. His wife hates any kind of romance and all kinds of people. She's so racist that she hates Swedish people. I didn't even know that was possible.
I suppose it's your Swedish blood in her.
So now you hate the Swedes.
Molly is getting interested in romance, and Ken is rooting for it. Way, way, way harder than is appropriate.
We've got only one great reason for living. To love and be loved.
Now, Ken and Helen and Molly are on the island with Bart and Sylvia and Johnny. And Ken and Sylvia pretty much instantly start trying to rekindle things. But Molly and Johnny also give it about 2 seconds before they, well, yeah. Bart tries to start things with Helen and says some really inappropriate things at the dinner table.
Do you and your husband often swim in the raw, Mrs. Jorgensen?
Good heavens, no.
But Helen's having none of it. Molly and Johnny get caught up in a boat and have to stay overnight on a different island, and Helen's reaction to this, and the most horrifying scene in the movie by far, is to call in a doctor. Like I said, this movie's buck wild. And so Ken and Sylvia decide to divorce their partners and get married, and as part of the settlement, they send Molly and Johnny off to separate boarding schools several states away. But as you can imagine, that doesn't work, and Molly's soon pregnant. Molly and Johnny go to Bart, who's a complete wreck, to get permission to marry, and he gives one of the all-time great drunk guy monologues ever and pieces out. They have nowhere else to go, so they decide to go to Ken and Sylvia, who are supportive. And now husband and wife and son and daughter and stepson and stepdaughter and husband and wife and father-in-law and mother-in-law and mother-in-law and father-in-law and mother and father can now happily live under the same roof. Anyway, that's what's in my head every time I hear that song now, so I guess I just wanted to share that uncomfortableness with everybody else. Thanks for watching. Please like and follow, and have a nice day.